Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I am happy to see all of you here, fresh off of an amazing Friday Night Tights, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. How's everybody doing? I love this chat. I love the people here. I see all the gifties dropping. Freaking Dougie B's already dropping a freaking MAGA red bomb in our chat. The world is crazy right now. Nonsense is everywhere. I'm making videos again. I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy to be sharing it with all of you right here, right now. And there's no place I would rather be than with all of you. The 199, the snake pit. Look at all of those emojis flying. Look at all the love in the chat. Holy crap. Did you guys enjoy my video over on Geeks and Gamers? It's the first one in a long time. At least proper video. I mean, now I'm back. Like, I'm back in the rhythm. Starting, you're going to get one later tonight, a video from me. And then starting Monday, it's going to be video. I'll still be on the live streams, but yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot in the works right now, and I love seeing everybody in the chat tell me how much they appreciated seeing me back, and it made me feel good because you don't know if you're actually missed, but the people show you what's up. So thank you guys so much, and shout out to Erwin from Nerd Wars joining Jay Hailstorm with some of the editing here at G&G. So you guys know Jay Hailstorm is a master of his craft. With the memes, the beard of shame, the intros over on Tuesday night's main event. And now we got Erwin doing his thing, helping out on the video side. So we've got a really good crew here. Stephanie does the clips over on Geeks and Gamers Clips. Man, just a lot of good stuff. That's for sure. Grotto Rabbit says, we didn't miss you. Look at that. Grotto Rabbit's being very mean to me. Very mean. What's up, Grotto Rabbit? Doug B just dropped $100 freaking dollars. A red MAGA bomb in our chat and says, is this the world famous political show that would be shouted out by God Emperor MAGA King Donald J. Trump? That's right. MAGA King gave the Snake Pit a shout out. Apparently. I mean, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? And then Doug B says your new video was fire. Look at there, man. Doug, thank you so freaking much. Holy crap. Doug, a massive supporter. We love Doug. We appreciate you. Cerberus dropped 10 gifted memberships. Holy crap, Cerberus. Thank you so much. Man. And then we've got GC says, Alec Baldwin's finger and Trump's finger have one thing in common. They never miss the ladies. Hashtag grab her by the Baldwin. Hail the 199. Holy crap. Oh, man. Jared the American says, how's it going, Jeremy? I'm curious if you ever done any research on your ancestry before. I've recently done a lot and have formed crazy theories. I personally have not. This is not something I've ever done. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I have not. But I'm glad that you have, Jared. Hope you're doing well, brother. John Jones says, Jim Jordan isn't perfect, but as a choice for Speaker of the House, he's acceptable, which is already a huge step up from the last few speakers. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Jim Jordan situation for sure, because there's something funny I want to show everybody. When, Steve Scalise got the vote behind doors, there was reports from a couple of the nonsensical media out there, and I think it's pretty funny how they decided to try to throw Trump under the bus. Reaper of Omaha says, Jeremy, I have a game to recommend if you're interested. Of course, I'm all about the recommendations, man. So recommend away. Doesn't mean I'll have time. Hayden Wayne's really mad at me because I still haven't played Armored Core 6. Obviously been playing, Titanfall 2. Obviously play Fortnite. I did start Sea of Stars, which is really freaking good, by the way. Really love that game. I haven't gotten that far into it to give like a actual review of it, but I would highly recommend Sea of Stars based on the little bit I've played. And yeah, the extension is gone. The dislike extension, I saw someone say it in the chat. Johnny Lightfoot, the dislike extension for YouTube is gone, so we can no longer see the dislikes now. Will they do an update and maybe we'll get it back? Time will tell. I'm not sure. Yeah, sad to see that one go away for sure. Celluloid Dream says Jeremy is descended from a long line of figs. Well, look at that. Thank you, Celluloid Dream. I appreciate that. And shout out to our Rumble audience. Let's see. Jessica says, I've been playing the demo. It's fantastic. Talking about Sea of Stars. John Yarber says, we need a late and gay emote. Maybe we can work on that. Let's see here. Reaper of Omaha says Warhammer Dark Tide is a 4-player experience like Left 4 Dead, but is absolutely one hell of a good time with crazy moments. Thank you for the recommendation. I appreciate that. Sir Straith, my boy Sir Straith, dropping 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Sir Straith. And look at that lovely chat. Look at that lovely, lovely chat. Those peeps are going crazy tonight. All the gifties being dropped, all the emojis, all the super chats. Yes, Jessica says yes, Sea of Stars. I got to show you guys something really quick. So there's a couple things that I want to try to react to tonight. Vic Whiplash in the house, dropping 20 gifted memberships. Holy crap. Vic Whiplash just whiplashed this chat. Holy crap. Dougie B says Jeremy comes from a long line of grifters. It's in his blood. Hell yes. Thoughts on fitness with Nigel dropped a gifted membership. Cramerica Industry says, hey, Jeremy, thoughts on a VP now that Lake is running for Senate? Thanks for all you do, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, so obviously Carrie Lake is kind of throwing her name into the hat for Senate, and I obviously fully support Carrie Lake for that. I think a lot of Carrie Lake. I like her a lot. She's a big MAGA supporter, a big Trump supporter. Now it's going to be interesting, man, because I think it's wide open. Who does Trump pick for his VP? I don't really have an answer. I mean, I know I threw the idea of Byron Donalds out there for a little while. I don't really like that idea. I don't hate the idea. I'm just not completely married to that idea at this point in time. Obviously, there's people keep throwing Vivek out there. I don't think that's going to work at all. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of Vivek. I don't hate Vivek or anything. I feel like he's way too polished. Matt Gaetz would be a phenomenal pick, and I would 100% support Matt Gaetz for vice president. So if Trump announced Matt Gaetz, I would put full support behind that 1,000%. 1,000%. I would love that so damn much. Let's see. Young Sky says, I beat Sea of Stars a while ago, and I have to say the game is a 10 out of 10 for me personally, and game of the year. It's damn good, Jeremy. The moment I saw the trailer, I knew there was something special about this game. It just looked like an old school game that I would love. The Political Nerd says, hail, wife gave birth to the newest member of the 199 yesterday. A beautiful little girl. Should be able to bring both home tomorrow. That is awesome, brother. Congratulations to the Political Nerd on the birth of the beautiful baby girl and the newest member of the 199. Chat, show some love to the Political Nerd. That is absolutely awesome, bro. Let's see. As this wonky eyebrow drops 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Man. Vivek Rupert 199 says Vivek got demolished recently. He's got no cred now. Are we talking about the Sean Hannity thing? Personally, I think Sean Hannity, and again, I am not a fan of Sean Hannity. I don't like Sean Hannity, but I got to call a spade a spade. I got to call balls and strikes. And like, I think Hannity kind of exposed him. Doug B says, make sure you have gifted memberships turned on. Doug B might be ready to drop a bomb. I don't know. We'll see. But even if Doug B is tapped out, which often he does in terms of his daily spending, some more people are going to be dropping those bombs in the chat. So make sure you got those gifted memberships turned on. If you have a brand account, it will not allow you. So just keep that in mind. My boy Hayden Wayne's in the chat. What's up, Hayden? Says, congrats to the Political Nerd. Vestige V47, welcome to the Snake Pit. Thank you so much. Lord Pterodax says, keep up the good work. I love this community. Hail the 199 Trump 2024. Lean back, have a snack, take a nap. 5 gifted memberships. Man. Now, you're good, Hayden. You're good, bro. You're good. We love you, Hayden. It's all good, man. I know you're tapped. And you guys are amazing. So, okay, we've got to talk about a couple of things. And the first thing that we're going to talk about, Magnum Norris says, keep in mind that Hannity has a rhino, just saying. Absolutely agree with that. I'm not a fan of Sean Hannity at all. But look at this right here. I thought this was a pretty good comment. And listen, here's what needs to be understood about all of this, okay? How many times has Trump been right? How many times? Shout out to you, Mr. Parker. 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. How many times has Trump been right? More times than we can count. Everything this man warns against almost certainly becomes true. No, he's not 100% right. Nobody is. But he's right almost all the time. Listen to what he says right here.
The same people that raided Israel are pouring into our once beautiful USA through our totally open southern border at record numbers. These are the same people, many of them, that did a number in Israel, a sneak attack. Same people we have pouring into.
And I've got the volume as loud as I can. I can't make it any louder. His videos need an audio boost, man. They really do.
To our country by the thousands. Are they planning to attack within our country? Crooked Joe Biden and his boss, Barack Hussein Obama, did this to us. We cannot let this happen. They may be planning something very, very bad. Don't forget, I'm not making this as a prediction, but there's a phrase out there, Trump was right about everything. We have to be very careful. I don't want to be right about this, but people are pouring in from the Middle East into our country, largely males, strong, young males. What's going on over here? Are we going to be raided like Israel was raided?
He's almost always right. And that's scary. That's terrifying that he's almost always right. It's very, very scary. And we have to be worried about this. We have to be worried about this. This is a problem, a big problem. It amazes me that that there's so many people out there that are so focused on Orange Man bad and all this bullshit. It really is incredible. But to lighten the mood for a minute, I don't know if you guys saw this today. Damn it, Doug B is out too? Doug B says, "Grr, YouTube and their limits, I'm out." So Doug B and Hayden are tapped tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But that's okay because they are awesome. And so it's every single person here, whether you donate or not. But to lighten the mood a little bit, did you guys see what happened on Geeks and Gamers Daily today with Drunk 3PO and Ryan? I was in tears because I didn't see this live because I wasn't on the show today, but I didn't see this live. Okay. Ryan thought he was sharing his screen. All right. Ryan thought he was sharing his screen. And it just goes silent. And Jay just sits there like super confused. This is fantastic right here. I had tears in my eyes.
But here we go. So just translate.
Why am I not seeing it on the screen?
Oh, dude, so you just said, you just didn't say anything while it was not there. You just let me sit there.
I thought you were figuring stuff out.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't want to be that guy to say something and then you're playing it like on some special app I didn't know about.
I was silent for like 30 seconds. But here we go.
Oh my God, dude. So fucking funny, dude. Like, I was crying. I was crying when I saw this. It was so good, man. And shout out to Golden Age Geek who actually posted it. But yeah, dude, I was in tears when I watched it. I Oh man. Hey, Eric, or Cam Man, if one of you can drop the link to the Stream Labs, and just in case anybody wants to use that. But yeah, man, I was in legit tears, man. I could not believe how funny it was. I was, yes. And Jay's like, should I? And I talked to Jay about this today. I called Jay and I was like, hey, that was funny as hell, man. And he goes, dude, he says, he's like, you know how Ryan hates, to be interrupted or whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so I didn't want to interrupt him. I didn't want to bother him. And I'm like, well, you should have just interrupted him because it made the whole thing awkward as hell. It was so damn good. But that's the beauty of what we got going on here at G&G is we have a lot of funny moments. We haven't really captured a lot of those funny moments and kind of put them out on on social media before, but I do think that if we stay on top of that, we can put a lot of that stuff out there on social media. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it because it was a lot of damn fun. All right, Hayden Wayne, look at that. Right, I didn't know you've already sent it, Hayden. Jesus. Hayden Wayne dropped a 50 over on Streamlabs and says, I think it's worth looking into the stuff that happened today globally. Things got weird, and Israel diplomat in China was stabbed. Jordan citizens were pushing into Israel. Lebanon launched missiles, and several other things got strange. That is, and so here's the thing about the whole Israel-Palestine situation, man. I'm not sure I've seen it get this weird on social media, and I don't know if that's a combination of why are the pinned messages white. Ryan had a decision in that. That's all I can tell you. Ryan was fully involved in that decision, but I don't know if I've seen things as crazy as I've ever seen them right now in terms of social media and how the conversation is going. And I don't want to sound like I'm not sympathetic, because I was sympathetic to Ukraine and Russia from a standpoint that I don't like when there's conflict like that. And I feel the same way about Israel and Palestine. I don't want there to be conflict. And this is why I support somebody like Donald Trump for president, because those things were not happening when he was president. But the same people that were telling you that people shouldn't be putting Ukraine bio or Ukraine in their bio, or Ukraine flags in their bio, or talking about supporting Ukraine because it should be America first, those same people are now going off on you if you don't put 100,000% support behind Israel. You know what I mean? And I'm just like Ben Shapiro has lost his mind right now. And I get where he's coming from. I understand I understand his direct ties to the situation, but he is going off on social media. It is wild. And I'm like, bro, and again, I always tie it back to Trump. And I'm like, bro, you are literally the poster child of the conservative that is anti-Trump. I know he's not anti-Trump to the level of some people, but he's all in on DeSantis. He's all in on DeSantis. If these guys are like single voter issues, they will go off if Trump makes one mistake. Well, if one thing determines your vote, and Shapiro's lost his mind over this Israel-Palestine conflict, if that's so important to you, then why isn't Trump being the person that you want back in office? Why doesn't that get the same importance? He's already proven it. He's already proven that he would keep that area safe. He's already proven that he is an ally of Israel. So why are you so against Trump? It's so fucking mind-boggling to me. It makes no sense. And again, it goes back to the Ukraine thing. If you're so pro-Ukraine, then why aren't you supporting Trump? He kept Ukraine safe. He kept that conflict from happening. If that's what you live and breathe on is Ukraine or Israel, and the fact that you don't want war and you're so against that, then why aren't you supporting Trump? It makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It's such a clown, world we live in right now. But with that said, and I see you, Meme TV. Appreciate you, brother. We do have this video from Valuetainment that I want to look at really quick, because I think this kind of brings it all into perspective right here. So this is Robert De Niro's hate letter to Donald Trump. Because Robert De Niro, as most of you know, is a complete and total psychopath. Robert De Niro is an insane person. And personally, I think he's probably a good candidate for Beard of Shame. Shout out to Jay Hailstorm. I think Robert De Niro will be a great candidate for Beard of Shame, or AOC. I think those are our two picks right now. AOC farted during her video, and Robert De Niro is a psychopath, okay? So I think those are our two choices right there. So you know what? Before we keep going, let's go ahead and let's do AOC and De Niro and see. Beard of Shame. Okay. Beard of Shame. Okay. AOC, who farted and the whole world is roasting her for it, or De Niro. Let's see right here. All right, AOC or De Niro, there you go. Now, AOC's won it a few times. AOC farted? Yes, I'll show you the video of AOC farting really soon. But let's listen to this really quick and break this down.
De Niro yesterday came out and ripped Donald Trump again.
Oh, God.
And he says Trump is evil. He wrote out a whole thing in a speech, want to be tough guy with no morals or ethics. Let me just read this to you, and then I'll give you my thoughts on this. So De Niro, keep going a little lower. The entire speech is at the bottom. Go lower, 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 lower. You'll see it when it's there.
I feel like
right
I
there.
read this article 3 years ago.
I know,
He does this like every 6 months.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
That is so accurate from Charlie Kirk. Like, he does. Like, Robert De Niro loses his mind every few months over Donald Trump. And again, let me be clear. I'm a huge fan of the actor Robert De Niro, meaning the guy who pretends to be other people. Man's made phenomenal movies, no doubt about that. I'm never going to take that from him. But much like Mark Hamill, much like Chris Evans, much like Mark Ruffalo, these guys are paid a lot of money to pretend to be people they are not for a reason, because the real people they are, they're complete psychos.
Thing though, okay? I'm sorry. I couldn't be with you today. A few days ago, I came down with a heavy cold. Okay, great. I'm with you in spirit. I'm watching this. Okay, go. I've spent a lot of time studying bad men. I've examined their characteristics, their mannerisms, the utter banality of their cruel.
JB said, I think it was JB. Is JB say that? Yes, De Niro is what he claims Trump to be. That is the most accurate statement, because De Niro calls Trump a fake tough guy, and that is literally Robert De Niro.
Cruelty. Yet there's something different about Donald Trump. When I look at him, I don't see a bad man. Truly, I see an evil one. Over the years, I've met many gangsters here and there. This guy tries to be one, but he can't quite pull it off. There's such a thing as honor among thieves. Yet even criminals usually have a sense of right and wrong. Whether they do the right thing or not is a different story, but they have a moral code, however warped. Trump does not. He's a wannabe tough guy with no morals or ethics, no sense of right or wrong, no regard for anyone but himself, not the people he's supposed to lead or protect, not the people he does business with, not the people who follow him, blindly and loyally, not even the people who consider themselves his friends. He has contempt for all of them. We New Yorkers got to know him over the years, that he was poisoned, the atmosphere, literal ego. We knew firsthand who he was. We tried to warn you in 2016, the repercussions, Tribulation Trial in Arizona 2020. Okay, the man who was supposed to protect this country, put in peril, but of his recklessness, impulsion, was an act of abuse. Okay,
how much
make
time
no
does he
mistake
have?
about it. The twice impeached, four-time indicted. Trump is still a fool, but we can't let our fellow Americans write him off. Evil thrives in the shadow of dismissive mockery, which is why we must take the danger of Donald Trump seriously. So today we issue another warning. Okay, fantastic.
Jesus.
From this place where Abraham Lincoln spoke, right there in beating heart of New York, to the rest of America, this is our last chance. Democracy won't survive the return of a wannabe dictator, and it won't become over. Anyways, he keeps going. This is like ChatGPT.
How many
of Robert
pages
De
is
Niro.
this?
But this is the point I want to make to what he says. Okay.
And I love what Patrick's breakdown is here in just a minute, because it's perfectly stated, especially given where we are right now with what we're dealing with. This is perfectly stated by Patrick Bet David. Before then, we got Sheev Burger for $50. What are they going to do about mail-in ballots? Trump can win by 20 million and still lose. Hashtag Scorch Maine. Yeah, and again, that is a valid question. And one reason that I think that this is part of the strategy, in my opinion, okay? I'm just speculating, okay? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. This is one of the elements of dragging Trump down with all of these indictments. Clearly, they want to break him, all right? They're never going to break him. And I think they've learned that they're never going to break Trump. They're just not going to break him. But they are wasting his time, wasting his valuable time. And so instead of, formulating some level of plan to battle the mail-in ballot situation, Trump is too busy wasting his time facing fake indictments and having to deal with that. So that is one element of this, is where they just want to wear him down in terms of taking his time and focus and energy away the things that he could be doing to face to all this nonsense. It's really, really ridiculous, but that's where we are with it.
Great, got it. You said this a few years
ago. It's like Atlas Shrugged that just keeps going.
You know what he made me think about? This is what he made me think about. That Trump is a gangster. Okay, no problem. Who the hell chooses to become a president? One of two people, okay? Either somebody who is a gangster or somebody who's controlled by gangsters that don't have a face to them. Which one would you rather have? So is Biden a gangster? No, he's just a face. Gangsters are controlling what he does. He's a face. Is Trump a gangster? He's a gangster.
Yep.
Is Reagan a gangster? He's a gangster. Is Kennedy a gangster? He's a gangster. Is Obama a gangster? He's not a gangster. He's controlled by other people. We can keep going on and on about all these gangsters. Okay, no problem. So I've actually spent time with gangsters. And like real gangsters.
Couple of them.
Like any one of them that's living, I pretty much have them on the podcast, and we've spent time with them. Okay, we've had conversations on camera, off camera. And here's what I will say about the history of the mob. Whenever the boss was feared, people weren't going killing each other. It's just how it was in New York.
There it is. Trump, the gangster, running things like a true boss would. The rest of the world, they didn't get out of line when Trump was there, did they? Because they knew. They knew. How many times did Trump tweet out? Like, hey, don't do this. I got a big old button and I'll use it right now. They would not step out of line.
Whenever the boss was weak, guess what people were doing? Going whacking each other. Why? Because the boss was not somebody that you feared at that level where he's going to come back and do anything to you. Okay? It was like, don't do it again, Adam. That's not cool, right? Versus, hey, you take the other made man out, or you put your hand on another, here's what's going to happen to you, right? There was a certain element of fear. There's three things that a great leader has to have. Fear, you have to be feared. Now, especially when you're running the most powerful country in the world, that's the hated and the loved and the admired, all three. You got to be feared, you got to be respected, and if desert, the last one is desert. If you can be liked, even better. Reagan was liked, Trump's not liked, okay? Let's just say among some of these other guys.
I disagree with him on that front. I disagree. Trump is very much liked. Trump is probably the most popular human being on the planet, and he's certainly the most hated man as well. But he is popular. Like, MAGA is like a fucking college football atmosphere. When you go to a Trump rally, MAGA's like college football. The passion for Trump is insane. Like, there's nobody else. There's never been a politician that had this level of fandom. Ronald Reagan, of course Ronald Reagan was popular, but Ronald Reagan didn't have, like, mega fans like Trump does. So I understand Trump has hate too. Trump is the most hated and loved man on the planet. No doubt about it. But just because he's hated doesn't mean he is not loved. He is very much loved, and his base is stronger than anybody's, and it's not even close. And he's just a once-in-a-generation type of personality. So he is popular. I know the point Patrick's making, that there's a lot of hate for Trump, and there is. There's more hate for him than anybody, but there's also more love for him than anybody.
Fear, respect is necessary. Trump was feared, and he was respected, and he walked around, love him or hate him. We didn't have wars. So going back to what you're asking about Iran, what he would do, here's what he would be doing. There's no 6-hour stand down or 3-hour stand down. Here's what we're doing. He's doing a, what do you call it, a press conference going out. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to. Remember that one time when he says, Abu Bakr, what was his name?
Baghdadi.
Baghdadi. He cried like, you know what he said to it. And you're like, who uses these words, right? He was begging. It was such a, can you pull up this video clip if you have it?
So
Obviously, it's almost like out of a movie. One day our kids are going to watch this movie about Trump and they're going to say, he would never say such a thing. No, son, go watch the real clip. He actually said that a president would never say something like that. But you know what? He did. So
Dan Vasquez in the chat begging for a membership. Well, Dan, unfortunately, two of our big hitters are completely tapped out, and that's Hayden and Doug B. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is going to be willing to gift you one. We'll see. I haven't seen Brock here tonight, or anybody else who drops us 50 bombs. But we'll see. We'll see.
To me, this is the element where I have a hard time sitting here saying, yeah, none of this stuff is on Biden and U.S. I'm sorry. Nobody fears or respects or likes Biden. So guess what? All the gangsters out there are saying, dude, go and get everything you want. You know, hey, California, they say what? You can go rob CVS or whatever, all these stores. And say,
1,500
go for it, man.
Vic.
Go, guys, go. We don't care.
Vic Whiplash is here. Did Vic give him one? Did Dan Vask get one? Oh, boy, we'll see. And it is Dan Vask's birthday, okay? It's Dan's birthday. So we'll find out if he got one. We're going to continue on with the video, but Vic Whiplash is here. That's the second 20 bomb Vic Whiplash has dropped. We got Soviet Beam. We got Stuart Hamilton. Lord Pterodax. Holy crap, guys.
Yeah, we're okay with it. Newsom's more worried about Skittles than fentanyl the other day. You know, this guy's spending more time talking about Skittles. Go for it. So if Biden is a governor of the world, let's just say he's the president now, the free world, everybody else is saying if there's ever been time to go rob and take whatever you want, right now's the time to do, because we have no clue who the hell is coming next. So yeah, De Niro, as much as I love you, your movies, your work, you're an incredible actor. Dude, you are so, at this point, off base. It's not even funny how much anger and hate you have towards this guy. And I would love to see you actually sell, rather than bashing Trump, why don't you flip it on us, De Niro, and sell us Biden? Go ahead. Sell it to us. Write the same kind of a novel you just wrote, but sell Biden. Sell us how amazing the economy is. Sell us how peaceful the world is right now. Sell us how everybody is so comfortable with their jobs, their houses, their mortgage rates. Just sell us all of that stuff, how phenomenal he's doing. You can trash Trump all you want. He ain't the president. Biden's your president. What has Biden done? Why don't you do it? I'd love to see De Niro sell Biden. I don't know if he can do it. Maybe that's why he doesn't do it. It's easy to trash Trump than to go after selling us how incredible of a job Biden's done. Numbers came out the other day. I think it's the lowest
approval rating
that just came out about Biden.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts when you hear De Niro and some of these guys giving us a lecture here on who Trump is?
Well,
so shout out. Dan did get it. So shout out. I know there's other people that are still hoping to get some. We'll see. And Goji the King is dropping 10 gifted memberships. The real Sean Mack dropping 5. Man, keep asking in the chat, and you probably will receive. That's how awesome the snake pit is, okay? That's how awesome the snake pit is. Vince says, super chat fight gifty. Super chat fight gifty. God. Wow. That's amazing.
So you know you're Machiavelli. So one of the most important books ever written, really started the Enlightenment, is The Prince by Machiavelli. And we use Machiavelli as a pejorative, right? Oh, Machiavellian. We don't quite understand the brilliance or the insight of Machiavelli. Machiavelli was actually applying for a job. That's what The Prince was to the Medici family. He wrote a series of letters, and he was like, hey, hire me as your political consultant, basically, your political advisor. And what Machiavelli really wrote is, yes, I mean, there's a couple things. Ends justify the means, but that's such a small portion. It really is. It is the most complete to date, comprehensive picture of how to rule justly, how to establish order, and how to have different tribes and factions and